Anna Navarro has snapped at the View producer after he made a comment about their recorded episode of the talk show's behind-the-scenes podcast, Behind the Table. In the podcast episode, executive producer Brian Teta, 47, sat down with Anna, 51, for some casual small talk. On the live show of The View, Anna and Brian were recapping their time recording the podcast. Anna was pleased to hear that there are some podcast reviews in Spanish. She told Brian, "If you remove that piece in Spanish, I'm not doing this podcast again." Brian remarked, "Well, I have to listen to it now and find what it was and whether or not it was insulting." Anna joked, "I said for them to say bad things about you in Spanish." "Oh, for the love of God," Brian exclaimed. Brian's banter. In the same podcast episode, Anna had an argument with Brian over his disapproval of a Halloween costume. Brian brought it up by mentioning that Anna's costume on the show last year was the Spanish actress Charo. Anna commented, which we got into a fight about. "You didn't want me to be Charo. You wanted me to be, who? I forgot." "Oh, I know. You wanted me to be Lucy," she said, referencing Lucille Ball from the 1950s hit show I Love Lucy. "And I said I wanted to be a Latina because there's not enough Latina representation," Anna argued. Brian replied, "I was fine with a Latina." Anna ignored his comment and noted that she chose Charo for her memorable role on another classic TV series, The Love Boat. Brian then explained his objection to Anna dressing up as Charo was because it didn't mesh well with her co-star's costume. "My issue with it was that Charo wasn't really a character. She was a guest star on The Love Boat. Everybody else was acting as TV characters on TV shows that were on every week," he noted. Soon after, the duo dropped the subject and wrapped up the episode. Called out. In another instance, Anna called out Brian for being cheap after he revealed the podcast studio had seen better days. "You need to spend more money," the TV star insisted. "We have these panels that are barely hanging on for dear life," she stated. Brian also brought up a previous episode where Anna asked him if she was being paid her worth. He assured her she was, though Anna still took another jab at her colleague. "The only reason I agree to do this podcast is because I get to bully you. I think that's why Joy does it, too," she added, mentioning her co-host. Brian agreed, "Yes, I know, it's a perk." Anna hosts The View alongside Joy, 81, Whoopi Goldberg, 67, Sarah Haynes, 46, Sunny Hostin, 55, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, 34.